This is Ron Mael of Sparks and FFS, and you're listening to Capsule on liveinlimbo.com.
Warhol didn't need just cutting out art. Frank Lloyd Wright always ate à la carte. Wish I'd been that smart. Wish I'd been that smart. Collaborations don't work. They don't work, they don't work. Collaborations don't work. They don't work, they don't work. Collaborations don't work. They don't work, they don't work. I'm gonna do it all by myself. I'm gonna do it all by myself.
You're listening to Capsule on liveinlimbo.com. My name is Sean Chin, and this is an adventure into music, film, and pop culture. Sparks is a glam rock band formed in 1970. It is the creative genius of brothers Russel and Ron Mael in Los Angeles. Now, they may be before your time if you are in our 18 to 35 age demographic. All you need to know is that they make highly theatrical and quirky music. They have a 40-year career and a whopping 22 albums under their belt. Many artists such as Kurt Cobain, the Ramones, Bjork, Depeche Mode, Arcade Fire, and so many more call them an influence. Here is the reason why you need to know about Sparks. They've been keeping things low-key since 2010, but are once again relevant because they have created an album with Franz Ferdinand. Collaborations today isn't a new thing, but for two prominent bands to merge together, that's a pretty big deal. I am honored to be speaking with Ron Mael of Sparks right now. Thank you for joining me. How's it going?
Good. We just finished a couple of days ago. We played Summer Sonic in Japan, and we had completed the first half of the European tour before that. So everything is going really, really well. With the FFS tour, our collaboration with Franz Ferdinand.
That's amazing. How do you feel like the tour is going? Like going from Europe and then to Asia? That's a pretty big jump.
It's a pretty big jump, and then also going from Asia back to Europe. I don't know. It kind of boggles the mind a bit, but you get used to it after a while. But we're really looking forward to coming to back to North America. Because we the shows have all gone. Every one of them. I guess we shouldn't feel surprised, but we're really. It's just extraordinary the reaction that we've gotten so far. So we're really eagerly looking forward to playing the show yonder.
How do you feel like the different crowds have been doing? Do you feel like they've been reacting differently, or are you really surprised by how all the critical acclaim is going? Well,
the crowds have been. It's kind of surprising because the crowds have been pretty consistent. I mean, we've done a lot of really big festivals everywhere, but we've also done a few of the standalone shows, and it's been really kind of consistent everywhere. Sometimes you get warned about the subdued nature of Japanese audiences, but it definitely wasn't that. It was a show that started at 2:15 in the morning and past my bedtime, and the audience, was as crazy as anywhere else. So it's been really inspiring.
That's amazing. So how and why choose 2015 for the resurfacing of Sparks and Franz Ferdinand together? But why choose now?
Well, it was a time that worked out, really from a scheduling standpoint for both bands. I mean, Franz Ferdinand had been touring pretty constantly for a decade, and we'd been working on a couple of movie things, and we had done that Two Hands, One Mouth tour, and also just orchestral version, live version of Kimono My House. So everybody was busy on their own things, but in the back of both bands' minds really was the FFS collaboration, and so this was kind of the time that, that it really worked out. The last couple of years have been spent on writing, really, because even though the actual recording was done really quickly, the writing was something that both bands wanted to be really confident that we went into the studio with really the best material.
That's right. So Two Hands, One Mouth was ended around 2010, and between then and now, did you do any reflection, like a reflective process, and did you learn anything that applies to the tour now?
Well, in a way, this is. I mean, we as Sparks, we like to kind of explore as many different contexts as we can, and so that was kind of as minimal in a certain sense as far as the amount of people on stage, but to see how powerful we could make a statement with just the two of us, and all the playing was live. I mean, there was nothing on computer, so we kind of went that way, and then in a certain way with the movie things, which are kind of more expansive, and then also the live orchestral thing, it was kind of moving the opposite way. But this has been an opportunity for us to kind of work within you don't want to say traditional, but in a traditional band format in a certain way, and it's really, it's been exciting for us. We get on this tour, each band is doing playing each other's songs in a certain sense, but we're doing 3 songs from each band's repertoire in addition to pretty much the entire FFS album. So we've kind of learned, Russell and I anyway, that we can kind of still do this, really, is what we've come out of it with.
That's amazing. I've seen some interviews, and you said this pairing with Sparks and Franz Ferdinand is a strange new combination. Why, in your opinion, do you think it's strange to the public?
Well, I think both bands have such strong followings, and such strong musical identities. So even though there is some shared sensibility between the two bands, I think that when it comes to actually collaborating and kind of meeting somebody halfway, neither band knew exactly that was going to work, just because it was having to relinquish something of yourself in order to make something new happen. And so it's strange in the sense of both bands having such a strong identity and yet being able to come together and do something that's not 100% off of the mark of what they ordinarily do, but is something different than what they would ordinarily do.
For the record, I love the album.
Thank you. Thanks.
What qualities do you feel like Franz Ferdinand brings to the table that mesh nicely with yours in the studio and then on stage?
Well, both bands are song orientated, so I think that's like kind of a common bond that we share, and then also just in a certain sense, the lineups of the two bands are complementary as far as the instrumentation, and they're, Nick plays some keyboards, but in general, I'm the main keyboard player in the band, and so all the roles within the band there aren't a whole lot of overlaps, except obviously the vocals, and so that's and then the vocal kind of the complementary way that the vocals are working is something that was the one thing that we really didn't know was going to work from the beginning. So even though Russell's and Alex's voices are really different, they're and also really pretty stylized. It's something that we really think has worked on the album and really works well live, and also just the way they perform. They're both pretty flamboyant.
Yeah. So your self-titled album FFS is amazing, and I want all of our listeners to download that on iTunes. When you perform this album live, and you mentioned that you throw in each band's own songs and you play them against each other too, how do you decide like the set list, like the perfect set list for a show? How do you balance the two bands' catalog of music?
Well, when we decided to do this, I mean, sometimes we've done tours where we've done an album in its order and complete in that way. But we decided with this, just because it is something so new for the audience, to kind of intersperse each of the two bands within the FFS songs. So we're emphasizing the FFS songs, but we decided to stick in the band repertoire songs within that. So there's kind of something more identifiable in the set for people that maybe just where it's just kind of too much to be playing the entire new album all in a row. So the old material is kind of scattered throughout the set, but we definitely are emphasizing the new material.
Absolutely. Describe some of the challenges working with another prominent band, like technically, and how you overcame them.
Well, I mean, one really basic thing is Russell and I work in Russell's studio, and we kind of take a long time when we're doing things. And so in this situation, we recorded this at Rack Studios in London, and that's like a good old fashioned expensive recording studio, which is different than kind of the way that we're used to working. So it was working within that kind of atmosphere, which Russell and I haven't done for about 20 years. And then we recorded the whole album really quickly, and also live with the band, which we haven't done for a long time. Those kind of things were areas that we were kind of entering into, unlike the way that we've been working really for the recent past.
So you'll be coming to Toronto at the Sound Academy on September 30, so the end of next month. When was the last time that you performed in Toronto? Do you remember?
Oh, gee, I wish I was prepared to give you the answer to that question. I really don't know. All I can say is it's been too long, but I'm really not sure.
Okay.
We're really looking forward, to playing there. Partly just because it has been so long, and we do get, feedback from Canadian, fans all the time. So we're excited about coming there and performing this way.
Well, I can tell you for sure that it's going to be packed. All of my friends and everyone else I know is super excited about this album and this tour. So You're going to have an amazing time here. We can't wait to see you.
Well, that's great. And, we're really, when this all started, we kind of didn't know where it was going, but the whole recording process and the tour itself have kind of really been beyond our expectations, both musically, but also just the reaction to it. So, we're really looking forward to it.
Amazing. And I always ask my guests at the end about their playlist, so I want to be a little more specific. But what are 3 songs you would put on your feel-good playlist right now?
On my feel-good playlist?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I guess I would put... well, we did a festival, and one of the other bands was Public Enemy. So I really like the song 911 is a Joke by Public Enemy. That always makes me anything
feel good.
that Flavor Flav makes me feel good. And I like I don't know, just this is off the top of my head, and Hey Yeah by Outkast, and what else? And then hearkening back to days of old, I Feel Love by Donna Summer.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Ron. Can't wait to see you in Toronto.
Yeah, see you there.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
What a very insightful talk that was. Once again, you can download their self-titled album, FFS, on iTunes, and you can follow Sparks on Twitter at SparksOfficial, or you can follow them at FFS_music. You can follow myself on Twitter at Sean Chin, and the show at Live in Limbo. Use the hashtag Capsule Podcast to join in on the conversation. Please subscribe to the show in iTunes. Give us 5 stars and leave us some nice words in the review section. And as always, you can find the show notes at liveinlimbo.com/capsule. Take care.